Welcome to the second section of isomerism in case of organic compounds. So we have till now discussed the structural isomerism and the various types of structural isomerism. And now in this section, we are moving into the stereoisomerism. So I'm now sharing my screen with you. And let us start with stereoisomerism. So we have already done the definition of stereoisomerism. So stereoisomerism means stereoisomerism. Now, what is the meaning of the word stereo? It is space. So when two molecules have same molecular formula, same structure, but the arrangement of atoms or groups of atoms in space is different. Molecular formula is same, structure is same, but the arrangement of atoms or groups of atoms in the molecule in space are different. So that is what we call as stereoisomerism. Now, stereoisomerism, as we have already discussed, is of three types. So number one is geometrical isomerism. Geometrical isomerism. Number two is conformational isomerism. Conformational isomerism. And number three is optical isomerism. Optical isomerism. Now we will be moving into all these three one by one, and we will be discussing these in detail. So the number one we are starting with is geometrical isomerism. Geometrical isomerism. All right. Now, in case of geometrical isomerism, what will happen? The compounds will have the same molecular formula. Same molecular formula, same structure, but the arrangement of atoms or groups of atoms across carbon-carbon double bond will be different. Across carbon-carbon double bond will be different. Now, such compounds or such molecules which are showing these kind of properties, they are known as geometrical isomers, and this phenomena is known as geometrical isomerism. All right. Now, let us consider a general molecule C2A2B2. Now, C is here carbon, and A2 and B2 are atoms or groups of atoms, right? Now, when we write the structure of this molecule, we can write it in two ways. In the first way, we can write the two similar atoms or groups of atoms on the same side. So this is the cis form. And in the second form, we can write it like this, in which these similar atoms or groups of atoms are on the opposite side. So this is the trans form. So geometrical isomerism is also known as cis-trans isomerism. Cis-trans isomerism. Now, why this molecule is able to exist in these two forms, the cis form and trans form? Now, what is the reason behind it? So what is the reason for geometrical isomerism? So write down reason. The reason for geometrical isomerism is that rotation across carbon-carbon double bond is hindered or restricted. So the carbon-carbon double bond cannot rotate. So I'm just stopping to share my whiteboard here and coming on screen so that I can make you understand better that why is it so. Now suppose these two are the carbons. Okay, this is phone and these specs case. These two are the carbons. Now what I'm doing is we are forming a bond here between these two carbons. Suppose I'm putting a nail into these two particles, they will be joined together. Now when there is only one nail, it can rotate easily, right? Now suppose we are putting two nails here, 1 and 2. Okay, now what will you just imagine and try to rotate it. Imagine that there are 2 nails between these 2 particles, these 2 objects, and you're trying to rotate. It is not going to rotate. So for rotation now, when there are 2 nails, we need to break it. Without breakage, it cannot rotate. This means when we have a double bond between 2 carbon atoms, we need to break one bond. Only then the rotation will be possible. So it requires energy. That much energy is not available at normal temperatures. So when we are talking about ordinary temperatures, this bond is a double bond and it cannot rotate. So this is the reason for geometrical isomerism. So coming back on whiteboard. So you can just write here, rotation across carbon-carbon double bond is hindered, and without breaking pi bond, this rotation is not possible. Without breaking pi bond, this rotation is not possible. And for the cleavage of pi bond, approximately 284 kilojoule per mole energy is required. Energy is required in case of carbon-carbon double bond. So if we want to break the pi bond between these 2 carbons, we will be needing this much amount of energy, which is not available at ordinary temperatures. So these molecules will be existing in 2 forms, that is cis form and trans form. So we can take examples. But2ene, CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3. Now write the 2 forms, that is the cis form and the trans form of this molecule. So if this is this carbon is having 1 hydrogen on it and 1 CH3 on it. Similarly, the other carbon is having 1 hydrogen and 1 methyl group. So this is cis-but2ene, and likewise we can also draw trans-but2ene. So it is trans-but2ene. Another example, you can take 1,2-dibromoethane. 1,2-dibromoethane. Dibromoethane. So ethane means 2 carbon atoms will be there. So CH, it will be C double bond C. Then we have Br here, hydrogen and hydrogen, right? So HBr, HBr. So this is the cis form and this is the trans form. So these are the 2 forms of 1,2-dibromoethane. Now take one more example. It is but2ene dioic acid. But2ene dioic acid. I hope you can write the structure now from the given name. But2ene dioic acid. Okay, now here we have not mentioned the position of carboxylic group because it is always terminal. If you want, you can mention also. It can be but2ene 1,4-dioic acid. So but means 4 carbons. 2 means second position is having double bond, but2ene. So the terminals are having the carboxylic groups. So just satisfy the valencies. Okay, now it can also have cis form and trans form. So carbon-carbon double bond is there. Now this is the structure of the cis-but2ene dioic acid. So this cis form of this acid is known as the malic acid. Very important molecule, malic acid. Then the trans form. This is the trans form in which the similar atoms or the groups of atoms are on the opposite sides. So this is fumaric acid. Fumaric acid. Very, very important, both the molecules. So keep it in mind that these are the malic acid and fumaric acid. Okay. Now let us write the conditions for geometrical isomerism. Conditions for geometrical isomerism. Conditions. Okay, so number one condition, we know that double bond has to be there. Double bond has to be there. So this is the first condition. The second condition is the two atoms or groups of atoms attached to the same carbon. Two atoms or groups of atoms attached to the same carbon must be different. Must be different. For example, suppose I write this molecule. Now the atoms or the group of atoms on the same carbon are same. Here both hydrogens are there, here both methyl groups are there. Now they cannot be assigned the cis or the trans forms. The atoms or groups of atoms on the same carbon, they need to be different. Only then we can write the cis and the trans forms. So just like this. Okay, these are now different. So in this case, we cannot write the geometrical isomers. Okay, now let us go into the consequences of geometrical isomerism. Consequences of geometrical isomerism. When the consequences, so the chemical properties are going to be the same because they have same functional groups, same double bond and all. They have same everything, but the arrangement in space is different. Okay, so chemical properties are going to be the same, but the physical properties will be different. Physical properties are melting point, boiling point, solubility, refractive index, stability, etc. These will be different. Okay, so we can take examples. Cis isomer is more polar. Cis isomer is more polar than trans isomer. So if I take this example, here it is hydrogen Cl. Now this will be the direction of the dipole. Now there will be a resultant dipole in this case. Okay, so in between these two, there will be some resultant dipole, and the dipole for this molecule is 1.90 D. Okay, then if we take the trans isomer, here the dipole moment of one carbon Cl bond will be cancelled by the dipole moment of other carbon Cl bond. So mu is approximately equal to 0. So its value is 0.001 D, or you can write approximately equal to 0 because these two are cancelling out the effect of each other. Then the second consequence is cis form has lower melting point than trans form. Cis form has lower melting point than trans. Now why so? If we see the structure of cis and trans, this is cis and this one is trans. Now this is more symmetrical structure, more symmetrical. So if this structure is more symmetrical, this means it will be making a stronger crystal lattice. Stronger crystal lattice. So it will be difficult to break the crystal lattice of the trans form because of its symmetrical structure. So this is the second consequence. And let us now move into the third consequence. Third consequence is solubility. Third one is solubility. Now for solubility also, we need to see the crystal lattice. Okay, so if the crystal lattice is stable, it is strong, it will be hard to dissolve the molecule or the compound into the solvent. So again, because trans is more stable due to symmetrical structure, so less soluble. So for example, if we take fumaric acid and malic acid, so this is malic acid. Now, in case of malic acid, the solubility is 79 gram per 100 ml of water. So we can dissolve 79 gram of malic acid in 100 gram of water. But if we take fumaric acid, COOH, here the solubility is only 0.8 gram per 100 ml of water. So in 100 ml of water, only 0.8 gram of fumaric acid can be dissolved. Then the next one is cis isomer has higher boiling point. Cis isomer has higher boiling point than trans. Now, why is it so? Because in case of cis isomer, as we have discussed in the very first consequence, that it is having higher dipole moment. So greater the dipole moment, higher is the boiling point. Greater the dipole moment, higher is the boiling point. Simple. Then the next consequence is cis isomer has higher refractive index than trans. Cis has higher refractive index than trans. Then sixth one is the stability of trans isomer is more than cis isomer. Trans is more stable than cis. Trans isomer is more stable than cis. Hope this much is clear to you. So you can consider more examples and you can keep comparing their properties and have deeper knowledge of this concept. All right. So in the next video also, I will be continuing on geometrical isomerism, because when we have all the four atoms or groups of atoms which are different across the carbon-carbon double bond, then we cannot assign cis or trans so simply. So for that, we have different set of rules. So I will be discussing that in the next video. So see you there.